We are taking more examples on factorization. Let's see example 3. Factorize the expression x squared minus 3x minus 10. So we said that the first thing to do is to identify the coefficient of x and the constant. In this case, the coefficient of x is minus 3 and the constant is minus 10. So the two factors here that comes to our mind are 2 and 5. But the one thing that really comes to mind is the fact that c here is negative. We have b as minus 3 and c as minus 10. If c is negative, it simply follows that one of the factors must be negative. So let's note that down. If c is negative, one of the factors must be negative. So that we have, then it also follows that if b is negative, the larger factor will be negative. If b is negative, the larger factor should be negative. So in this case, I have c as minus 10 and b as minus 3. So both c and b is negative. So we said if c is negative, one of the factors must be negative. And if b is negative, the larger factor should be negative. So what really comes to mind for our factors 2 and 5? We take 2 and 5, 2 and 5, because 2 times 5 will give us 10. So we said if c is negative, one of the factors should be negative. To know which factor that will be negative, we look at the sign value for c, or b rather. So since b is negative, the larger factor should be negative. So minus 5 will be that factor. So 2 and minus 5. So that we have that 2 times minus 5 gives us minus 10. And minus 5 plus 2 gives us minus 3. What it simply means is that if we have a deficit of 5, if you're adding 2 to it, it means that we still have a deficit of 3. So minus 5 plus 2 gives us minus 3. So the factors are simply 2 and minus 5. So that we can say that we factorize s squared minus 3x minus 10. We simply have x, one of the factors is 2 plus 2, and x minus 5. So this is the solution to our question.